Are we alone in the universe? For centuries, humans have searched for answers to this timeless question. But what if the evidence of extraterrestrial life has been with us all along, etched into ancient stones? Join me as we explore the mysterious carvings of the Ica Stones, artifacts that may hold the key to unlocking a forgotten chapter in human history. Welcome to the Ica Stones, Secrets of Ancient Astronauts. The mention of the Ica Stones dates back to 1570 when Juan de Santa Cruz Pachacuti, a Peruvian indigenous author of a report on the antiquities of his kingdom of Peru, referred to strange stones with engraved drawings. Then, there was a lull for 400 years. The scientific community started talking about the Ica Stones in the 1960s when they appeared on a black antique market in Peru. The suppliers of these artifacts were professional treasure hunters who conducted illegal excavations and sold archaeological and historical treasures illegally. The first known collectors were Carlos and Pablo Soldi and architect Santiago Agurto Calvo. The collection was gathered in the vicinity of the Peruvian city of Ica and consists of river water polished andesite stones with engravings of ancient animals and people who once lived in the Andes. Some of the engravings depict events that do not correspond to historical chronology, such as humans hunting dinosaurs. The stones vary in size and weight, with the smallest weighing 15 to 20 grams, and the largest weighing up to half a ton and standing at 1.5 meters tall. The most common size is comparable to that of a watermelon. The stones come in predominantly black colors, but there are also gray, beige, and pink ones. In the 1960s, treasure hunters sold these stones for literal pennies, which raised doubts about their authenticity among collectors. At the time, excavators offered to show the places where patterned stones were found for a fee to prove that they were not fakes. To verify the authenticity of the stones, architect Calvo carried out excavations in the Opukaha region, a town 40 kilometers from Ica, where stones are particularly common. In the end, he discovered 2 specimens in pre-Spanish culture burials in 1966. Dr. Cabrera, 1924 to 2001, a professor of medicine and dean of the medical faculty at the University of Lima, was the founder of the medical school at the National University of Ica and the founder of the Ica Stones Museum. He was a direct descendant of Spanish conquistador Don Jeronimo Luis de Cabrera y Toledo, who founded the city of Ica in 1563. Dr. Cabrera began collecting stones in 1966 when he received one as a birthday gift. It featured an image of an ancient fossilized fish. The following year, he started his extensive collection by purchasing 341 stones from the Soldi brothers for $45. The Soldis had tried to interest the archaeological community in their stones, but as they lacked organic material and could not be proven to be of ancient origin, interest in the Ica stones faded. In 1996, Cabrera opened the Museum of Engraved Stones, now known as the Javier Cabrera Scientific Museum, which contains approximately 11,000 exhibits. The stones depict scenes of hunting, animal life, ancient medicine, astronomy, erotic scenes, and much more. Cabrera discovered a systematic pattern in the images, a series consisting of drawings ranging from 6 to 200 stones that increase or decrease in size. There are disputes about the authenticity of the stones. It is claimed that in the 1960s to 1980s, the stones were sold for very little money, which did not cover the cost of their production. It is also claimed that some of the stones depict diplodocus with triangular vertical plates on their backs, which were only confirmed to exist in the early 1990s by paleontologist Stephen Cherkas in an article published in the journal Geology, No. 12 for 1992. Additionally, some of the animals are depicted standing on their hind legs, which was previously believed to be impossible. These facts were not known to paleontologists in the 1940s to 1950s. It is argued that the production of tens of thousands of existing Ica stones would have required industrial-scale preparation and production of the drawings, which could not have gone unnoticed. Last year, the annual Congress of Historians and Archaeologists from Bolivia, Mexico, Peru, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Brazil was held in the capital of Peru. Over 1,500 researchers gathered for several days to discuss the most controversial mysteries of history. As a result, the attitude towards the Ica stones was revised. Some artifacts that were previously believed to be forgeries are now recognized as authentic. Enrique Morales from Paraguay conducted a 7-year-long research project, traveling across the Americas in search of the oldest examples of Ica stones. He managed to classify the artifacts and prove the differences between copies and real objects. Those who believe that the Ica stones are authentic usually refer to local legends and works of art, depicting the stones as evidence of their authenticity. These people also point out the similarity between the stones and ancient Peruvian works of art and symbols. Additionally, some claim that the stones may have been passed down from generation to generation, eventually leading to their discovery in the 20th century. Although most scholars do not believe that the Ica stones are authentic, there are some who do. Among them are researchers such as Eric von Daniken and David Childress, who refer to local legends, works of art, and symbols to support their claim that the stones are authentic artifacts. Furthermore, some independent researchers, such as Gary Evans, claim that the stones could be authentic. The images on the stones were engraved onto them. It is extremely difficult to distinguish a genuine stone from a modern one with the naked eye. But under a microscope, one can see the difference. On artifacts created by an unknown civilization 16 to 30,000 years ago, cracks and roughness that form during manual engraving are not visible even under high magnification. This leads us to the conclusion that the images on the stones were created using special equipment rather than by hand, as was previously believed. Furthermore, the depth of the engraving is an important factor to consider. Copies may have varying depths, while genuine artifacts have consistent depths. This underscores the fact that high-tech tools or even mechanical installations were used in their production. Intrigued by the research findings of Enrique Morales, scientists decided to test a stone housed in a museum of the State University of Peru. The stone was analyzed, and indeed, the depth of the etched image was the same. Under the microscope, no cracks or irregularities were detected. The most challenging question is the dating of these artifacts. Scientists insist that the genuine stones of Ica are between 16,000 and 30,000 years old. This raises many questions. Who could have created these artifacts in those ancient times? For example, on this stone from the university, a man is depicted observing the fall of a celestial body through a telescope. If we consider that these ancient stones are more than 16,000 and possibly even 30,000 years old, it becomes entirely unclear who inhabited these lands in those times. These people possessed exceptional knowledge and technical equipment. To create and use a telescope, one needs to understand its principles of operation, and that is a whole science. This means that the previous civilization was much more advanced than conventionally thought. The age has been confirmed by botanists who studied this artifact. It features a blooming plant that grew on Earth around 15,000 years ago and in earlier periods. Based on all the data gathered, we can conclude that the history of humanity is much more fascinating than academics believe. It is excellent that the Ica stones were restored at this Congress. In conclusion, the mystery of the Ica stones still remains unsolved. The stones depict scenes of advanced technology and knowledge that are beyond our current understanding of ancient civilizations. What is the true origin of these stones, and who created them? Were there civilizations that were more advanced than we thought, and what happened to them? These are questions that we may never have a clear answer to, but they remind us that history is much more complex and fascinating than we ever imagined. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the Mystery Universe channel for more intriguing content about mysteries, conspiracies, and the unexplained. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be the first to know when we upload a new video.